Okay. So next topic is from template. It's called normally a master copy of a virtual machine. Now we are a VMware administrator, L2 VMware administrator. That means second level of like level 2 VMware administrator. We will be frequently getting requests to build virtual machine. They will be giving VM name, operating system, RAM, CPU, hard disk, and network. Okay. These specifications they'll share with us and ask us to create virtual machine. Frequently, 2016 virtual machines only they are asking. Okay, applications they will install different applications. Okay, fine. So they need a virtual machine. So whenever somebody is requesting either Windows team or application team or a project manager who is coordinating with customer and our admin team, our team, so they will be asking VM to create with this specification. Okay. And every time instead of creating a new VM, if you create a new VM, that's fine, but it will take 1 hour time to hand over. If you clone and we don't know what is running inside that virtual machine, that unnecessary data will be handed over to the customer. So we don't prefer clone also. That's why what we do right in real time, we depend on mainly templates. Okay, in day-to-day job, we use template. So what we do as a VMware administrator, we will only create a virtual machine. Okay. Nobody will ask, like we create a virtual machine, install whatever the up frequently used operating system by your client. Let's say 2019 is the n-1 version. We will consider that 2019. Okay, so standard amount of RAM CPU 4 GB RAM, 2 CPU, and C colon 40 GB. This is standard specifications. Okay, nothing inside, only OS. Okay, OS is installed. Now, if you want to hand over it, you can hand over it. Somebody can power on and run the application also. They can power on, they can start using for the applications also. This is possible. Now we don't hand over this anybody, so we are only preparing, right? Make all the standard settings, whatever it is needed. Main thing is OS, RAM, CPU, everything we have installed properly as per our client requirement. Before you don't need to hand over it to anybody. Yes, Venkat, there is something called snapshot. We will discuss about that snapshot later. It will take some more 20 more days, maybe 30 days to reach there. Yeah. Okay, so we create a virtual machine, we can power on and run the application, but we don't use it to run the application. What we will do from this virtual machine, we make a template. We convert this virtual machine itself into template, because if you leave with this virtual machine as it is, let's say even you made like, let's say name of the machine is like master copy, something like that. There is a possibility that customer can start using this virtual machine because this will be visible to the customer. VM will be visible to the customer. He will start using it, and we don't know what is installed there or not. Okay. So before handing it over to anybody, we will convert this machine itself into a template. Now this machine will disappear, and this template only will be available. This machine will not be available now. Okay. And this you cannot power on, not possible. You cannot run anything here because it's not a virtual machine. Okay, it's a template. Okay, this is called template. We converted the virtual machine itself into a template. Now you cannot power on, you cannot modify, you cannot do anything on that VM. In fact, it will not be directly visible also. It will be visible from the different view. Okay. it will not be directly visible to the customer. So you can, even if it is visible, you cannot power on, you cannot do anything on it. Only VMware administrator is aware of what is this. Okay, it's a template. Now, this also was having some operating system 2019, right? So we only installed. We know that it is running with Windows Server 2019. We will leave this template as it is. Now, anybody asked you to create a Windows Server 2019. So he's not asking you to install any application. You need a machine with plain OS, only OS, where unnecessary data em place cheyagoodu. And this template has same thing. It has Windows Server 2019, no unnecessary data. So we can create a virtual machine from this template. We use this template to create a virtual machine. Almost like cloning only, but we are not cloning a machine, but we are building from a template. This is also, once upon a time it was a virtual machine only. Before conversion it was a VM only. Now you created a VM from that template.
Use of creating templates, sir. Directly we can clone, no?
If we leave as it is, there is a possibility that someone can use it, right? Customer, it will be visible to customer, he can start using it.
Oh, okay.
And he will
Oh,
place whatever
it
the data
cannot
he wants.
be used by others, or it cannot be shown
Yes.
by others. Shown to others.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
This is a disadvantage of cloning.
Yeah, that's what, like, disadvantage of cloning. And think yesterday, previous class itself we discussed. Whatever the data that is there, that also will be copy pasted.
Okay, sir.
But here there was nothing. It was having only plain voice. Okay, we get a virtual machine with plain voice as per the customer request.
Okay, sir.
But if you want 2022 operating system, it's not possible. The template was having 2019 only, same like cloning only, similar to clone itself. Now this machine you can use to run application. You can power on this virtual machine and you can run the application. And it will get what amount of RAM and CPU when you default, when you create, when you deploy VM from template, what will be the RAM on this virtual machine? 4 GB CPU, 2 CPU and C colon 40 GB. If you want extra information, extra specifications, let's say is asking virtual machine with 2019 only, but you want 8 GB RAM. Now you can change. That is less than 10 seconds task. Okay, less than 10 seconds, not minute. Okay, I'm saying 10 seconds. Very quickly, within a minute, we can do all other changes also. The time taking process was OS installation that we are trying to reduce now. Time to install OS we are reducing using cloning. Okay, our template. Here also it's almost like creating another copy of VM. This template will be here only. We get a new virtual machine. Again, if someone else comes and asks you to create a virtual machine, we create one more virtual machine from the same template. And again, same like cloning, it's not possible to do multiple copies at a time. Cloning also, if you clone once, only one VM will be created. If you want 10 VMs, 10 times we have to clone. Here also the same. Using this template, if you want 10 VMs, we have to follow 10 times. In one shot, we cannot create multiple VMs. Understood? It's similar to cloning only, but we are keeping only plain OS and standard settings enabled here and marked as a template for our quick use. Something like if you're in your mobiles also nowadays, when you are driving or when you are in meeting, if someone is calling, you are trying to disconnect that call, there will be standard messages displayed. Okay, I'm in meeting right now, call you later, I'm driving right now, whatever it is. Those are called, even if you see in basic mobiles, those messages are called templates. So the vendor itself prepared for our quick use. You will not have enough time while driving, right, to type I'm driving, call you later. You will not have enough time. Yeah, so automatically it will be populated, called templates for our quick use. Here also the same thing. If someone wants a virtual machine for our quick VM provisioning, we are using templates. I mean, just the word meaning I'm saying, the usage is same. Okay, clear? And now we get a plain operating system only here from the template. So we can directly hand over to the customer. We are sure that it is having only plain voice as per its request, no unnecessary data. Clear? Any confusion? Any question?
Sir, how it is consolidates the data center to favor hardware, like similar to be every VM, sir?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
How it is consolidates like a data center to favor hardware, like only files will be different, or else we need to install again applications, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Fine. Okay. Any other? Fine. But here also customization is mandatory. Same like cloning. Here also customization we have to do while creating a VM or while or after that also. So first, from a virtual machine, we know how to create a virtual machine using first method ISO. We will create a VM and then convert into template. So create a template from a virtual machine. Select the virtual machine, right click on it, template, convert into template. So here, if you want to convert, you need to select powered off virtual machine. When it is powered on, you can't do this. Select powered off virtual machine, right click on it, template. You will see an option called convert into template. That's it. It will be converted into template. Fine. From this virtual machine will disappear now. Only template will be available. Using that template, we create virtual machines now. This will creating a template will not be a regular task, but create a virtual machine from template will be a regular task. Select template, right click on it, deploy a new VM from this template. Okay. Enter a name for a new VM. Select ESXi and storage location. And customization if you want to do customization, or you can do later also. Click on OK. That's it. If you follow this navigation, a VM will be created from this template. Clear? So we'll see if our vCenter is up. We will try to create a virtual machine. Yes, with the template also we can create a original VM. Yeah, almost same as you think. Yeah, in template there is OS because if you see this template is created from a virtual machine only. This virtual machine has operating system. Okay, so this template has operating system. It's there inside the template. If you create a VM from the template, it will be OS will be there. It's like exactly like cloning only, but only instead of directly cloning from a VM, we are marking into template. From that template, we are creating VM. That's it. It will be there. Okay, so let's say I want to convert this ESX minus RA into a template. Okay, name of the machine is I'll take this one, new VM. I want to mark this virtual machine into template. I have installed some operating system, but OS, I'm not sure if OS is there or not. 2016 is there. Okay, so right click on it, template, convert into template, and we will discuss this option later. Export OV of template later. right now convert into template. There is another thing called, if you go to clone, there is something clone to template also. That when you do clone to template, this VM will be here only and new template will be created. So that means this VM also will be there and template also will be there. If you do clone to template, convert to template, that VM will be disappear. When you say right click, template, convert to template, this VM itself will convert into template. VM will not be there. Virtual machine ఉండదు. When you do clone to template, VM అలాగే ఉంటుంది, ఇంకో template కూడా వస్తుంది. Okay. Right click, template, convert into template. Do you want to convert this virtual machine into template? Yes. New VM1 is disappeared now. It's not visible here. Okay, then from where can we check that one? So here there is second option called VMs and template view. This is host and cluster, regular or day-to-day job. We go to this view. Now if you want to see the templates, you have to go to VMs and template view. Click on it. Okay, VMs and template. Expand the data center. Here it is. New VM1. The template icon itself looks different compared to this place. This is a VM. This is a template. Icon itself different. If you right click on also nothing like VM. If you right click on VM, there are a lot of power options, edit settings, all this will be there. On a template, you can't do anything. You can create a new VM or you can delete only. Okay. So we have converted a virtual machine into template now. Now, if you see here, this is a template and you don't know what OS is running. Let's say your colleague has created this one. Select that template, go to summary tab. Here you can see what OS is running here. So this template has 2016 operating system. Sorry, 2016 operating system. If you select this one, it also has 2016. This is also having 2016. All three templates are having same OS. So in day-to-day job, there will be one per operating system. 2016 one template, 2019 one template, 2022 another template. No need to maintain all the copies like outdated OSs. Whatever the operating system used by your customer recently, maybe you'll be using latest version and n-1 or n-2. Three templates are enough for Windows. Same way, Linux also. If you use using Linux, one or two Linux templates. Okay. So every operating system, there will be one template. And VM template creation is not a regular work. So let's say Windows 2022 was released last year. Once a customer released a new operating system, at that moment only we'll create a VM, test everything, then convert into template. So after that, vendor will release again 2 years, maybe 3 years later. Until then, you don't need to create template, right? So once in 2 years or maybe 3 years only, you will get chance to create a template. But you should know like how to create a template, okay, how to create a VM from template. Now we'll do the second one, create a VM from the template. If you convert, if you convert from template to VM, can we do make? Yeah, like Harish, once you create a VM, let's say you created a VM from this template, it has 2019. So you want to make changes inside the OS, right? You can do. If you want to upgrade it to 2022, you can upgrade also. You can do anything later. Inside the OS and outside the virtual machine also, you can do anything. And from template, we are creating virtual machine, yes. And VM client will suggest that names and all they will give, right? Here he has given the specifications. You have to give that name only to the newly created VM. That name you have to give. RAM, CPU, hard disk also you need to modify as per his request. Okay, so you have to change as per the customer request. We convert VM to template, then the VM will work or not. No, like when you convert VM into template, that VM itself will be disappeared. So now there is no VM called new VM1. It is disappeared. How can you work now? A VM, that VM itself will be missing. That VM itself is converted into template. You can't do anything directly on this template. That VM is also missing. You can't do anything. That VM itself will not be there. Clear? All three questions? Still confused? Or having question? Okay, thanks. Fine. So now we will create a virtual machine from this template. It will be our daily work also. Creating a VM from template. Select the template, right click, new VM from this template. What name? I need VM 567. Next, select where you want to place that virtual machine. I want to place it on E61. Wherever there is enough free space, select that hard disk. Okay, so here free space 41 gig. I will select this one. Next, customization. If you want to change RAM, CPU, anything, you can change here itself. RAM, CPU, hard disk, anything. If you want to change, you can change here itself. Or else later also you can change. Normally we do not recommend now, but it is possible. Okay, it's creating. It's completed. VM 567 is created from that template. Okay, now you can power on and you can start using this machine. The template will be still there only. This template is still there. We created a VM and powered on. Fine. So it will be very quick, maximum 5 to 10 minutes we can create a virtual machine. Yes, it will be automatically added to backup also. Backup team will automatically add that VM into backup schedules. We don't need to do anything. Backup will be there. Okay, that's it. So using this method, we can directly create a virtual machine as per the requested specifications. Within 10 to 15 minutes, it will be ready. So now, using first method, it was taking around 1 hour time to deliver a virtual machine. Using cloning, it was having around 30 minutes of time. Sorry, 30 minutes time. Clone, customize, change specifications and all. With the template, maximum 15 minutes itself we can hand over. Okay. And also we are sure that there is no unnecessary data placed in it. It's a plain OS, VM with plain OS, we are directly handing over. Okay, so 15 minutes, even with customization, change of specifications, maximum within 10 to 15 minutes itself, you can create a VM. Okay, so we have reduced a lot of time to create a virtual machine. Okay, 1 hour to maximum 10 to 15 minutes itself, we are able to create a virtual machine now. So nobody will ask you to create templates and all. So VMware team, ourselves, we create templates and keep it ready to deploy whatever the requested VM. Fine. Okay. Any other questions here?
Sir, if the short backup time is due to format or it has more to do with whether it is a thin provision?
Backup? I'm not getting
Sir,
your question. Yeah.
if the short backup time is due to
Okay.
format or else it has more to do
No.
with whether it is thin provision? Because each and every VMs we are creating thin provision only, no?
Yeah, it's not because of thin provisioning. It has only plain OS. It will be very less amount of OS it is occupied here.
Okay.
Time is reduced because of less disk space here.
Okay. Okay, sir.
It occupied only the OS files. OS files will be Windows. It will be at least less than 15 GB. Linux it will be less than 2 GB only. It will be very quick.
Okay.
Yeah. There is nothing related to thin or thick provision. Okay. Next, very important thing here about the template. In day-to-day job, we use template and create a virtual machine. Okay. And very common interview question: what is the difference between then cloning and a template? Okay. Both are same, right? So then why we have two options here? So in cloning, we can use both machines, clone machine and source machine. We can use. Okay, both we can run applications. On the source machine and clone machine, both we can run the applications. We can power on both. Okay, so I'll just write. There is a virtual machine and you created a clone out of it. There is a template. Template will be marked like this, and you created a VM from this template. It's like this. This is cloning and this is from template. You can power on this one also, you can power on this one also. You can run applications here also. You can run applications here also. But here it is not like that. You cannot power on, you cannot run any applications on the template. But here you can power on, you can run the applications here. Clear? And another thing, if you want to do modifications on the template, customization is mandatory in both the cases. Okay. And we cannot do any modifications also. We cannot power on the template. We cannot run. We cannot modify anything on the template. And here, based on second question, they will ask second point. They will ask one more question: how to modify how to modify a template, or how to apply changes to any template. How to modify or how to apply changes. Or patch. Something like this template was created. Let's say it's a Windows 2019 template, and it was created 1 year back. Okay, this template was created 1 year back. If you create a VM from the template, it will be created, but this VM patches will be having last 1 year patches. Last 1 year, Microsoft has released a lot of patches this for this OS. We need to install patches again. That will take 2 to 3 hours again. Understood? While you are delivering that virtual machine to the requester, we have to submit with the latest patches also. That means up to date OS you have to submit. But this OS is having last 1 year data, 1 year patches. Coming to that, like normal ga, like if you want to hand over, ikkade cheyali. Template మీద direct గా చేయడానికి possibility లేదు. So we have to apply. So on template you cannot apply any changes. You cannot modify. Here itself we are discussing that one. We cannot power on template. We cannot modify anything there. So you have to apply here only. That will take again 2 to 3 hours to apply patches. Patches చాలా స్లోగా ఉంటుంది. It will take 2-3 reboots and 2-3 hours also. Okay, that will be unnecessary time extra again. Okay, you're spending 2 to 3 hours extra. So instead of that, interviewer will ask, how will you apply patches to the template? We cannot power on to apply patches. Patches install cheyalante on cheyali. Din on cheyalem kada manam. We cannot power on it to apply the changes. We cannot directly do any modifications also. Then how is it possible? You tell me the answer. Just think and tell me. Even if it is wrong, that's fine. How to modify a template or how to apply changes inside the template. We can use template only to create VMs. Nothing else can be done on template. When we get a request to create a VM, we use template and create a VM. That's it. Clear, Bruno? When you get a VM request, you create it. Yes, Venkat, that's the answer. So we cannot directly apply any changes to the template. What we do, right? From this template, we convert into VM. Same like creating a VM, right? We can convert into VM. That means here only, like going back like this. From this template, convert into a VM. This template will be disappear. VM will be there. Power on and apply all the changes that you want. RAM, CPU, or OS, whatever it is. If you want to make any changes, do the changes here. Again, you convert back into template. Understood? So we cannot directly modify the template. So we have to convert a template into VM, modify the changes, then convert. You may ask different ways, like your answer is same. Okay, modification. They will ask how to apply patches, how to modify, how to changes, everything. Okay, same word. That's why I'm writing 3 times here. Changes, modifications, patches, everything. Convert the template into VM, apply the changes, then convert the VM back into template. Okay, that's it. Your template is up to date. This process maybe once in 3 months people will be doing like patches. Depends on your team standards. They'll be converting template into VM, apply all the patches released in last 3 months, and keep it ready. So it will be up to date. Again, next 3 months, again install all patches. Some people will follow 3 months. Some people will be doing every month also. Okay, it depends. But we'll be doing like we will be only doing this VMware team. If you know the logic, you can do anything if you want. Okay. And now, like from latest version, Vspr 7.0, okay, they're saying like directly we can inject changes to the template. But I have not tested this. Maybe I'll try this. Or if you want to try, you can try. Just Google for the information how to modify templates in Vspr 7.0. So 7.0 VMware is saying you can directly apply changes. You don't need to convert into template. But I didn't test it. You can test it if you want, or you can just at least find the way how to do that. During interviews they will be asking like what are the new features available in vspr 7.0, just to test whether you are up to date, your knowledge is up to date, or you are interested to learn guy kind of thing. Okay, to evaluate like that they will ask what are the new features available in vspr 7. Okay, so then you can say this one also. I've read like we can inject directly modifications to the template instead of old methods. That point. So they will, so you will be better than someone else in that case. For that, like I'm asking you to just check like how to do it. Even if you are answering me, like when I'm asking, definitely I'll ask how to do that. Maybe even I don't know, or even I know, whatever it is, they will be asking. That's why asking you to just check it out how to do that. We can create empty VM and clone it, right? So empty VM means without OS. Is it Sashi you're asking about? Empty VM, that means without installing any OS. Is that you're asking? Or VM with OS? Empty VM normally, okay, with OS. Yes, we can do that. With OS we can do, and you can clone also. That is also fine. Normally empty VM means in real time we understand without OS. That's called shell VM also. In real time we call, instead of empty VM we call shell VM without OS. Just a VM without OS. Yeah, we can clone that. That's what we did yesterday during the cloning. With the data or without data also we can clone. Okay, that's about template. So as of now we know 3 methods to create a virtual machine. Okay, first method using ISO, it will take 1 hour. Cloning, it will take 30 minutes, but we don't know what is running inside the source original machine, and that also will get into clone machine. Third method from template, we know we can create in 15 minutes itself, and we are sure that it will have only plain OS because we only created the templates. It will not be visible or no one will do anything on this template. Only VMware team will be working with templates. And we know that we keep plain OS only. Okay, confidently we can create VM. Fine, 3 methods. Which method will you prefer as an administrator? If I ask you to create a VM with this specification, which method will you prefer out of 3? From remote?
Third method, sir. Deploy from template.
Thanks. So that is the method we use, template. Okay, because it will have plain information, whatever the requester is asking about. No unnecessary information. That's what we wanted, and we can achieve within 15 minutes. Yeah, so. And the interview questions from template, differences between clone and template, and then how to modify a template. Very common interview questions. And I told you to mark all interview questions at separate page. On separate page, you list them every day, all the interview questions. Fine. Next method, we'll see what. Physical to virtual conversion or virtual to virtual. So customer has a physical server. Is running with Windows Server 2008, very old very old operating system. Some application is running version 4. Okay, whatever it may be, any application. Now customer heard about VMware Vspr. Lot of benefits are there VMware VMware Vspr instead of running their business on physical machines. Okay, what he will do, right? He will buy license for Vspr. So I will ask VMware administrator to create vCenter ESXi host we have built. Okay, this is vCenter. This is our ESXi server. Okay, so it's connected. They're in the same network, customer building itself, all of them. Okay, now customer is asking you to convert. Yeah, I don't want to use these physical machines anymore. Can you help me to bring the data as it is with OS, with application as it is? Can you convert this physical machine into a virtual machine? Okay, convert physical machine as it is with OS and data, everything into a virtual machine. Okay. So we have a tools, a converter tool available from VMware. Using that conversion tool, we convert as it is into a VM. So when you run that converter from this physical machine, automatically it will create a VM. You don't need to create anything here. It will automatically create a virtual machine. What OS will be there here? Windows Server 8 or 22? 8, and application version, whatever that application, it will be having same. So whatever the C drive data, let's say C drive is 100 GB, D drive is let's say 500 GB. This machine also will be having 100 GB, D drive 500 GB. As it is, a copy of this physical machine will be available as a virtual machine. Now, why do we need this physical machine? However it is running, this virtual machine is serving that application functionality. You can remove this physical, shut down this physical machine, remove from the network, throw it off. It's very old hardware. Customer don't want to use it anymore. And whatever the application it was running on physical machine, now it will be running on virtual machine as it is. Okay, clear? But this is customer specific situation. When customer has physical machines like this and he's asking you to convert into virtual machine, we do this process. If customer asks you to create, let's say I need a virtual machine with some RAM, some OS, We cannot do P2V. Okay. So let's say he's asking you to create a VM with, let's say, VM 567, OS 2008, okay, RAM, CPU, some hard disk. If he's asking you to create a virtual machine with this specification, we don't P2V. This is a customer specific situation. If he has a physical machine and asking you to convert into virtual machine, we convert it. Otherwise, we don't do that. We don't prefer this method to create a VM, regular VM. Okay, so if there is a situation specific, we do this. And it's not possible to directly convert. There are some pre-checks we need to follow, and we need to run that converter. In the converter, there will be different steps: select source machine, destination machine, modifications. So conversion process. Once it is converted, also directly we cannot use. There are some post conversion test checks we have to do, cleanup we have to do. Okay, pre checks, conversion process, post checks. We have to follow. That will take time. Pre checks on the physical machine, conversion, post conversion, cleanup task. Then finally it will be ready to use. These pre-checks, conversion task, post-conversion checks, we will discuss separately during advanced topics. It will take more than 1 hour. And if you want to discuss all the pre-checks, we don't have that much knowledge right now to understand. There will be a lot of things. I will say disk defragmentation. Then you will ask me again, what is this? So our complete process will go in different way. Okay, but we will discuss later. We have a separate topic about this P2V. Okay, physical to virtual conversion, we'll do it later. But this method also output we get a virtual machine. Fine. If someone is already working like Venkat, I know. If somebody wants information about P2V pre-checks and all, contact me. I'll give you some documentation. There is a document ready already. Even like if somebody from this group interested to know before we reach that point, I'll share that document. It has clear pre-checks, conversion screenshots, and post-conversion task listed in it. Okay, I'll share that. Maybe I'll post in the group itself. You can take it. But to understand that, don't need to worry. Don't ask me questions from that list because it will take time to understand those points, pre-checks and everything. But we will completely discuss about this P2V later. So we have discussed about total 4 methods of VM creation. P2V we understood, physical to virtual conversion. Why we need virtual to virtual? It's already a virtual machine, right? Why we need to do conversion here? Clone is enough, right? Why we need to convert again physical to virtual like we are converting? Any guess? Very common. Even if I'm the interviewer, I'll ask. Why we need to do V2V? If you do a clone, that is enough, right? Customer request. Let's say customer is saying, I have a virtual machine here. Can you convert into virtual machine? You don't need to convert, right? Using this pre-checks process, conversion, post-checks process, we don't need to do. We can directly clone. That is enough, right? Any idea? I'll not give direct clue, some similar clue I'm giving. So here, the clue is customer is running physical servers. We don't want to use physical servers because we know the drawbacks. Okay, with the physical infrastructure. There are benefits with Vspr infrastructure. That's why he's asking us to convert from physical to virtual for the Vspr benefits. Now, why virtual to virtual we need to convert instead of cloning? Why we are using conversion process? Just think, there is no need. You don't need to worry about it if you don't have even. No, it's not
If they
about the
want to
speed.
use another other application in that VM, so any
For
other.
that also, we don't need to clone. We don't need to convert, right? Using the conversion process, we don't need to convert. We can clone it.
Some
Okay, so
other user will be there for that.
it's not like that. Now you tell me. Answer is on the screen itself. Now you tell me why we need conversion from. So Hyper-V to VMware, why we need to convert? We can directly clone, right? No? Okay. So that will be common question. And the answer is, let's say this virtual machine, we know that it's one of the file is VMDK. Okay? That means ESX can understand only VMDK. So it's a virtual machine hard disk file. In Hyper-V also they call virtual machine, but its hard disk is .vhd. Format of the hard disk in Hyper-V virtual machine is VHD. If you clone or if you just copy these files, .vhd file, all other supporting files to ESXi, can ESX understand what is this VHD? No, this is also virtual machine, right? So I'm just copy pasting on the ESXi, but it cannot understand what is that VHD. That's why we need a converter tool to convert properly from VHD to VMDK. Then only ESX can understand. Data will be as it is. Whatever the data that is there inside the VHD file, it will be there. Only the format from VHD to VMDK we are converting. So for that we need to follow this procedure. We'll discuss that anyway later. Just quickly I want to tell you why we need V2V. From Hyper-V to, not only Hyper-V, there are many hypervisors, right? AHV or KVM, Zen server, ESXi. Okay, or vice versa also. Any to any conversion is called V2V only. Clear? But for all the conversion, the pre-checks, conversion process, post-conversion checks are same. V2V or V2V from different hypervisor to another hypervisor. One hypervisor to another hypervisor also, same process.